Hey everyone, welcome back. Just going to wait a moment as hopefully a couple people get on and then start this up. All right. Share this out. Hey, how you guys doing? Hey, how you doing, Jelena? What are you up to? Do you have any plans for these coming weeks for Christmas or anything like that? It's a little off center in it, so that's a little high. Fix that later. That would also help us all if my camera wasn't crooked. There we go. Let's see, hopefully a couple more people get on here. It's a slow start. Okay, one thing I'll do. So I'll share out my own live because apparently sometimes that works. Notifications or whatever don't go out. Hey Zeno, wrapping up presents for my young siblings and family. Oh, that's awesome. So you got your stuff all purchased already, or you're still working on it? Let's see here. I'm gonna post about my live because sometimes it seems not to work at all, and sometimes it does. Let's see here. What are you up to, though, Zena? See, now we're starting to get some people in here. Not a lot of messages, but we have several people here now. See, I won 200 at my school. Dude, that's awesome. How'd that happen, if you don't mind? How'd that come about? Hey, how you doing, Peppers in Kentucky Living? So, hopefully, if I get a couple more people in here, then I'll start talking about kind of some of the travel plans and such. And hopefully, one of the things I plan to do is maybe get a few lives out in public, because last time last couple times I did try to go live in public. It didn't work out because one time I was in I was in Slab City, so that didn't work out because there was little signal. Um, the other time was in Hawaii, and they apparently made the rule about the um, basically that you couldn't go live if you didn't have a certain amount of people. And at that time, I didn't have that, and I was super excited. They changed the rule while I was on the plane, actually. And then I ended up being able to go live. So I want to do some out in public lives, kind of like just showing some city life in Mexico and Belize. So that's the plan of where I'm going to go. Um, I was playing basketball. I made the winning goal. That is awesome. That is totally awesome. Just think about maybe eating pizza. Oh, pizza is almost always a good decision. You know, just about always works. It's hard to not be in the mood for pizza. It's like most of the time pizza works. Because also, you got so many flavors of pizza anyway. It's just so bread. It's kind of like rice, bread. Just a neutral base, and then get some amazing umami and stuff on there. Some savory. Got like depending on whatever meat you like. You got bacon or whatever. Bacon crumbles on pizza with garlic, bro. Mm, the million combinations I like, but that's a good one. So let's see here. So going into some of the travel details um, of what I'll actually be doing, and feel free to anyone to pitch in if you have any kind of thoughts on this. If you've ever been to Mexico or anything, if you have any cool things you want to hear about or anything like that. I did spend about half a year going through Mexico, and also spent 2.5 months in Guatemala, and actually the Belize and Mexican border surround Guatemala. There's a chance I might go into Guatemala, but it won't be like a through Guatemala trip. It would just be because a lot of the Mayan structures are in Guatemala, so I just maybe just like 2 days in Guatemala or something like that. This isn't a long trip, but it's not that short either. Just it's a few weeks, so it's not so short. It's just not like the trips like I was doing before where I'd go for like 2 months, 5 months, that kind of deal. I suppose the shortest foreign trip besides Canada, I've done several short Canadian trips, but besides Canada, um, I guess about the shortest I've been doing is about 2.5 months. Well, actually, Europe I think was less than 2.5 months. But anyway. So Belize is right here. This is Yucatan Peninsula right here, and all the Yucatan area, which includes that. It doesn't say that on the side of Belize and such, but that's all part of that same peninsula. Peninsula. It's all in the Caribbean Sea or Gulf of Mexico on this side, of course. But so Belize is that tiny country. Guatemala is actually big compared to Belize, which Guatemala is not even the size of Oregon, actually. So, and then Guatemala is big in comparison to Belize. Belize is like one of those New England state sizes. Uh, let's see here. Want to know what I got for my siblings? Do tell. I'm definitely interested. I want to try the 8-pound barbecue food challenge. I don't know about that, Zeno. You think you can pass that one? That's rough. Can you do a 4-pound challenge first? I would try something smaller. I'm not saying you can't. It's just statistically, it's very unlikely. What about trying like a 3 or 4 pound one first? 3 pounds is kind of where I max out at. Somewhere I could probably do 4 pound challenges if they're like more liquid or something. Like I know I ate 3 pounds of ice cream in 12 minutes. I know I did that a decade ago actually. Um, hey CT, how are you doing? How you doing? So I was just beginning to get into my trip to Mexico, Belize. So for the summer is totally separate, and that'll come more into light later on. It's not well planned out yet, but I'll just go briefly over the Africa trip and such. So there's gonna be a trip where this is all subject to change. But the idea for the summer trip is going to be Japan is going to be last. Um, and that would be during the Olympics time is the idea. So that's one of the most solid parts of the plan actually. And then Portugal, because I might be doing a collaboration with someone in Portugal, right here, which is the tiny, tiny country next to Spain, of course. And so there you go. Amazingly rich history between those two countries and very interlocked, but also at the same time quite separate. They've really made a mark of separation. So they're not like some of the European countries, like if you go to some of the regions, of course, they have their own thing. So like you got, the Basque region of Spain, and that is totally its own culture. Um, so you've got that kind of going with Portugal and Spain. Like even though they're so close, they're on the border, they're distinctly different. So that's pretty cool. So one of the countries I'm extremely looking at right now is Rwanda, because if you guys, I don't, there's certain key things you can't, I shouldn't say on YouTube, just whatever. But there was an incident that happened in 1994. Um, and so, if you guys know about the history of what happened in 1994 in Rwanda, unfortunately, it was horrible, uh, very very sad, terrible, terrible, terrible event. Um, so that happened in Rwanda, but now because of that, they've actually become just such a safe country. It's actually one of the very, very safest. I saw on one list it said the seventh safest country in the world, going from being one of the most dangerous to now one of the very, very, very most safe countries. It's actually ranks far above the United States. Actually, I don't know far above, but it ranks quite above. Um, so you got that, and I'm looking at Botswana, which is also very safe, pretty awesome country. So you got in this region, you got like Rwanda, Kigali is also one of the cheapest countries, cities. I'm sorry, it's one of the cheapest and one of the safest cities to visit in the world. How awesome is that? So that's why I'm big into Rwanda right now. I'm like highly looking into that in anticipation. So, and then a few countries near that, Kenya's really awesome. People go there for safaris, and of course, there's a thousand other things to do, but that's one of the things I'm looking at. And then Ethiopia has a pretty cool history as well. Um, and I just know about it for some of their spices and stuff. I got introduced to a couple of them, but I was learning a little bit more about. They have some really cool spices there and stuff. And then Morocco is also one of the ones I'm very, very most likely to visit because it's right next to Portugal and Spain. If I go to Portugal, I'll almost for sure back to Spain. Spain is like one of those places where you can't really finish visiting. It's like the city I'd say the most like that most literal like, extent of that is Rome. Actually, when I was in Italy, that is one city you just can't finish visiting. Like it would take probably a solid month of like daily activities for you to like get most of the cultural like sites. Like that's how many sites there are. It's just like once you think you have them all, there's literally like museum, and there's like ones that are like stuff that's like underground. This kind of like this crazy amount of stuff. I mean, that was literally um, the Roman Empire and all that stuff. So there you go. Hey Jordan, how you doing? J and K, noob, awesome to see you. Smitty is so awesome as well. Missed not seeing you last week. I was on last week. Firewolf Studios, bro. Hey there, how have you been, my friend? I've been quite well. Um, like I'm really excited. So in just actually, well, a week basically because of the connections and stuff. In a week, I'll be in Mexico and Belize. So it's kind of like let's just call it Mayan territory, maybe. Also, we can call it Mayan territory because that's what I'm really going for. Half of the stuff I'm going to see is going to be like Mayan ruins. I love archaeological sites and museums. I actually think I might like archaeological sites more than museums because I've realized I've been to a tremendous amount of them. So I was talking to people lately that I need to count it up, but I've been to over 150 museums and archaeological sites just in the last few years. So I didn't realize it didn't like strike me to what level I've been interested in finding these archaeological sites. I've went through great lengths in places like Guatemala to go out of my way to find archaeological sites like that are off the beaten path, where it's like sometimes it's like barely on the map and it's like not even well placed, like doesn't show the road. And I've literally and there's no tourists there, and I've gone and sometimes they're so off the beaten path that there's literally like in Guatemala is a perfect example that they have tons like this where there's actually like just you can pretty much just walk in. There's no gate. There's no people there, and sometimes they're very tiny. That's usually why. But yeah, I've literally been to ruins that literally have no one there. Um, like by literally, I mean there was literally zero people there. Um, so see, he got pizza on his mind. Excuse him, Smitty. Trying here. Let's see here. Zeno now only 2 snowfalls so far. No snowfall here yet that I've noticed. If there was snow, it didn't stick long enough for me to notice. Um, McDonald's. What happened with McDonald's? Oh, fueled up. Okay, filled up with McDonald's. Hey, Antoine. How you doing, Antoine Games? Awesome to see you as well. I'm going to get back to chasing the toddler. All right, have fun with that. Still waiting for the heavy snowfall here. Yeah, one of the great things about doing this trip is I'm missing part of the deeper winter. So it's not really that bad here. It's probably like 50 degrees now or something. It's not Wisconsin or anything like that. so um so yeah, I kind of wish maybe it could be through January. That'd be nice, but it's not gonna happen. You know, it doesn't truly get warm like spring and stuff is like you got your March through April, May, you know. That's when it starts to get nice again. March is oftentimes some of the deepest part of winter, of course. Hey, how you doing, Sherry? Awesome to see you. Welcome, welcome. How are you doing? So I was kind of going over a little bit about my Mexico Belize trip. If anyone's been to Mexico, Belize, or there's anything that they would suggest or they kind of want to see, I'll be trying to do some lives there. Also, I do have an editor now. I know I've been talking about this for a while, so I'll go over it super fast. I do have an editor now. I just haven't uh, put any videos to them. I have a logo that's going to be made and such. So it might feel in some way that I'm kind of distanced myself from YouTube, but I haven't. I've been doing a lot of live streaming on caffeine. So I've actually been on just as much as ever, actually far more hours than ever. It's just I've been on caffeine, but the whole deal. Like YouTube's not going anywhere. Don't worry about that. There's gonna be more uploads. I actually have like 20 plus videos that are needing to be edited. They just haven't gone up yet. Another thing is I want to work on some of the subject matter and kind of find a little more niche. I'm kind of changing. I'm still going to be food, and I'm still going to do some stuff with rations sometimes, but that's not going to be my theme anymore. Per se of going into all of them, getting real in depth. I want to make it a little more fun, light for certain things. So we'll see what happens and see how people react and over time. Oh, okay. My grandmother, a new chair. My auntie, okay, new chair. That's awesome. New chair, honey, bags for her medical supplies, her uncle, stepdad, a headset for his gaming. Awesome. Toys, he's one. Oh, cool. What kind of toys? And makeup. Awesome, awesome. He's resting on a couch with ice on his eye. Who's resting on the couch with their ice on their eye? You didn't deliver. Okay. A little lost on that, but all right. Cool. But anyway, so yeah, I have this trip coming up. Like I said, I'm going to do some lives while I'm there, and also I'm going to get some video put up. And another thing I'm going to work on is making kind of some type of storyline or something like that for my Peru trip. I was there for 2.5 months, and I don't know if there's anywhere I explored more than Peru, like intensively. I didn't travel anywhere so intensively as I did Peru. Like I went all out. I just I was going on bus, city, and like skipping sleep sometimes, and just so I could see more places, in the most possible places in the 2.5 months I was there. Um, I did volunteering out in the desert. I didn't take so much video. That's one of the reasons why I haven't put something up. So I'm going to have to. There are little clips, luckily, but I wasn't. But I do have a ton of photos. Um, so I do have one that's like where there's monkeys above me. You can't really see the monkeys, but you can hear them. Stuff like that. Some pretty cool stuff. And a lot. Apparently, I took a lot of photos of alpacas. I love them. So it doesn't surprise me. I just didn't realize, like, remember how many. Well, actually, I never truly went over my Peru pictures until now. Um, Before they were so fresh, it's 2017. It's not so long ago. So now that I kind of got nostalgic for that again, it's just like I've taken like I don't know 40 plus pictures with alpacas. Yeah, maybe like 40. Let's say. And apparently there was one herd. I remember this when I saw the picture. And I was like, "Whoa, this is really awesome!" So there's an entire group of alpacas grazing on the side of the road, just like it was just like 30 plus, and they were just walking by. And I was like, I have to take a photo of this. So like got a picture in front of that. So let's see here, JW speaker, awesome to see you. Doing well. How you doing? Good to hear. I'm doing good. Harbor Freight. Go to Harbor Freight. What are you getting from there? Are you building something or fixing something? Yeah, I haven't been watching a lot of YouTube guys, just a little bit. So I haven't really been up on anyone lately. So let's see here. Let's see here. Hey JC, how you doing? Haven't been able to get there. Okay. What are you building though, JW? Like I said, guys, if anybody has any questions about Mexico, any feedback, anything that they're kind of interested in Mexico and also Belize, I'll be in Mexico for like 2.5 weeks, and also, well, maybe 2 weeks, and then Belize like 5 days, something like that. Sorry about that. Let's see here. Face hurts. Why's your face hurt? Making tents out of tarps. You're really into these tents lately, Zeno. I'm interested to see what comes of that. Tarps Witchcraft. Someone punched me in the face. That sucks. That would be a very good reason for having pain in your face. So hear that? Yeah. See here. So, okay, doesn't seem like anyone's interested in about travel right now. as far as questions or anything like that. School trip coming up. That's awesome. Uh, are you looking forward to it big time, or it's just like you're just like just some school trip? You know he was serious. Oh, okay. So you agitated someone maybe, and you didn't take them as serious as they were, something like that. Rapid City LNI. Oh, LNIs. Rapid City LNI. I have no idea. Shouldn't have around my mouth. Hmm. Kind of hard to believe it. So anyway, like I said, so I got that trip coming up. Also, so going on from that, I'm still. So on caffeine, I have slightly awesome news for, well, at least for me. It doesn't really affect audience very much, but I'm going to become a caster in a couple weeks, or 3 weeks about. So I'm very excited about that. That I'm actually now going to be partnered for that because I put a lot of hours in, and got enough followers and everything like that. So 5 hours just to do that. What was your word? Like, what would you go 5 hours to do? To meet someone, or see here? I want to see the day that CT makes it to the West Coast. Okay, JC, understood. Um, let's see here. Met JC and Sherry yesterday. Did you? Hold on. Me. Guess I can't do that. Oh, it doesn't let me click on people from here. 1 second. I go to the other one. If it wants to load. They have a great family. It's awesome. Jeez, CT, you got a lot of places. What states haven't you been to? Would be the question, I suppose. Um, and I'll describe having been to as, for your case, I'm just gonna make it real simplistic. Having driven through them for at least a few hours. So if you go through the technical edge of the state, that doesn't count. But if you've been at least through a few hours of it, real simple. How many? California and Nevada? So you've been through the Northwest then. You have not been to California. This is a crazy one though. Like Nevada, I guess I can understand why you haven't been to Nevada, like logistically, but California of all places, that's like how? How have you been to every state except the biggest? You've been to all the New England, Boston, all that? New York City, stuff like that, all throughout the east, northeast coast. Okay. Truckers stay away. I don't know about that. Okay, interesting. Is it about the um, environmental stuff, or was this like before that? Because I know you're not. I mean, you're old enough to have like no. Think about like people kind of movements for environment have been around for like a good 10 years or so now. So I don't know, maybe does it have anything to do with that, or I'm not sure what else. Like, is it the rules on driving, or I'm curious on that. No, I'm not too aware. Traffic, well, of course, traffic. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. No, my trucks can't legally. Oh, EPA. Okay, so it is kind of environmental. It's just not with the people per se directly. Um, okay, well that makes sense. If a truck doesn't meet the EPA standards, it doesn't meet the EPA standards. So, and Oregon has more relaxed rules on that than California. Interesting. I thought it'd been about the same. Maybe they're for trucks passing through is different than entering. I know they have agricultural checkpoints going into Canada. I'm sorry, into to California. So I know that that's one thing, and I suppose I have seen so many places where they weigh trucks and all that. So going through California, um, they also have immigration checkpoints going through California. I've literally had to go through immigration going into California. Um, so yeah, I did. Yeah, it really happened. I was along the border and I had to go through immigration, which I'm not getting into anything political, but I was just my mind was blown, like going through immigration inside of U.S. though. That's my point. So yeah, truck pollutes. There may, buddy, getting married in Vegas. Awesome. Is he from that region or is he going out there to get married? Pollutes lots. Okay. You feed the kids some lunch. The pizza we left here. What kind of pizzas you guys get? Domino's. I just threw out a random name. Or some like local chain. I want to go to Puerto Rico. Okay, Eddie Chan. Eddie Chan. Welcome first off. And sorry I didn't say hello to you earlier. Um, I saw you said hi JW. Sorry about that. Um, Eddie-chan, Puerto Rico, if you want to go on a cruise, Puerto Rico has 4 night cruises that are like 250 bucks. So if you want to get on a really cheap cruise to the Caribbean, I was specifically looking at there. So if you want to do like a few nights in Puerto Rico and like San Juan or something like that, and then you take like a 4 night cruise across the Caribbean, you go to like Bahamas, whatever the cruise is, I think it was Carnival was one of them. Now a lot of them go through from Miami, but you can actually take one directly from Puerto Rico itself. So and I've seen amazing prices, 4 nights for like 250 bucks. Um, just phenomenal prices. It's just unbelievable. Like if you haven't been on a cruise or don't know much about them, um, I would I would just highly recommend that if you're going to Florida or the general and you're thinking about vacation, I would consider Florida, Puerto Rico for cruises. Like it is, I believe Miami, if it's not the main hub for the world, it is like number two. So it is the cruise ship capital. Of course, so technically none of the cruise ships belong to USA. There's only one cruise ship that actually is registered in the United States. My understanding is that's for tax purposes. That's why I don't register in the U.S. I think there's one from Hawaii to California or something like that. It's something to do with Hawaii, I believe. Um, and so since it's only staying within the U.S., that's why it doesn't have to register. So let's see here. Did I say it doesn't have to register? I mean, it has to register in the U.S. I'm not sure what I just said there. If you say so, my long guy is Puerto Rican. Okay. Okay. I don't know Canadians can marry. You didn't know Canadians can marry. Okay. What's it? Says on paperwork. CT funny. Very funny. Hey, how you doing, Eddie Chan? Did you hear me say hello earlier? Sometimes people uh, didn't hear me. I don't know. Did you hear me? Say hi. You're thinking about Colorado. Okay, so Colorado, I loved being there. It's so nice in some of the areas. Like I haven't been to Colorado Springs, but I've consistently got um, good word about just how nice it is there. So I know that one. I went to was it Grand Junction, and that's kind of the border. It's not too far from, I think it was Utah, right here, and so it's around there. And that was pretty nice. It's not somewhere like, well, actually, there are some cool sites out there in the mountains that are pretty popular, but that the specific city itself isn't like anything touristic. It's just generally I kind of like the area, and I film out there with a guy, and we basically um, gave some supplies to a homeless shelter. Actually, so I only have a small portion of that video, kind of that is pretty much unrelated on my side. I just did kind of like a ration review because that's what I was doing at the time, and I just I did take a little footage at the place. I didn't end up really doing much with it. So maybe someday, like if I do a project with that guy again or anything like that, maybe I'll throw some footage up there. But he on his side, I had mentioned through the video, um, posting up the video and stuff that he put the video up, and that does have me on there. So on his side, the video of the donation stuff. His name is Ripple Clips. Unfortunately, I thought he was going to do more videos, so I don't know what's going on with that now. But he's done stuff where basically he just helps out random people for whatever reasons and stuff. And he's kind of like a long-term plan of how he wants to basically make the world better. Connecting people, helping people out, stuff like that. The altitude is too high for me there. Well, altitude, I mean, generally you can get used to. I'm not saying it's for you. It's just generally you can get used to altitude. Let's see here. Yeah, you need some anime stuff. Yeah, and as you already know, Eddie-chan, I was there a couple years, so I do plan, as I was talking about, I do plan to actually visit Japan here in a let's see, in like August, September, around there. So summertime, end of summer, really. Hola, Cocina con Vero, ¿cómo estás? Voy a México en solo como 6, 7 días y voy a Belice también por las cosas mayas, etcétera, el cenote y el centro de México también. ¿Qué cocinaste reciente? Y posible tengo videos de cocinando en México, también en Café, mi otra aplicación. Tengo videos de cocinando en vivo. ¿Conoces Rockstar Burger? Posible, Cocina con Vero. Es uno de mis favoritos restaurantes de hamburguesas en el mundo. Oh, es tan riquísimo. Es mejor que Hard Rock Café, en mi opinión. I would like to go cruise with my family in Puerto Rico. Yeah, that'd be so awesome. Like I said, it's totally affordable as far as cruises go. It's just like $250 for nights, guys. If you can't generally afford a cruise, some of these Carnival cruises, and it's not just Carnival. There are other lines. I'm also this is not for now, but I'm also looking potentially into an Arctic cruise because one of my friends is they met traveling. He's from Europe. Met him in Hawaii. Basically, he's doing this cruise, and he's trying to figure out a way to go to the Arctic because generally it's really expensive, like $2,000 cruises, $4,000, $7,000 cruises. But I have found one that is called Celebrity Cruises that is actually affordable. It's like 1,500, 2,000, something like that. I know that's still a good amount, but it's like 2,000 is really pushing it, looking for a price for that in the price range. So there are a couple lines that are actually affordable. Morning to see against his camping with this guy. He's in shade. Who's shady? You see, what about burritos? Dude, I love burritos so bad. Que tengas buen viaje. Gracias, Vero. ¿Qué, ¿Qué es tus planes por Feliz Navidad y Nuevo año? Yeah. Good. Pizza. Oh, guys keep talking about pizza. I don't know. I actually do have the ingredients for basic pizza still. I have actually, check this out, guys. Just one moment. It's super quick. So it tells you what type of flour, but these are for sourdough cultures, but obviously that would be for pizza. So these are authentically awesome. So the culture is authentic. It might be from US, but it's the same bacteria. It's imported from. I have for right now. I've discontinued fermenting any foods because I am going on vacation or travel time. So that will be held off until January, February timeframe. GG eats pizza with everyone. Just showing some support. Awesome. Thanks to see you, Lori. Welcome back. So, see, I love eating Italian food. Let's see here. Hello, Lori. So yeah, like I said, right now I only have, well, actually I have a couple collaborations I plan to do, but through caffeine, not. I don't have any current plans on meeting anyone from YouTube, but I do have a couple, like I said, for caffeine. So those are gonna probably be live streams. I might record part of it, but I'm also going to be doing a lot of cooking live streams in Mexico and such. I've done several cooking live streams as well. I also have a Discord now, guys. If you're interested in that, just ask about it. I can, I guess I could drop you guys a link as well. So, there's a one-day link here. So if you guys wanna join, all right, there you go. That's the Discord. So I'm going to be posting certain pictures and stuff that I don't end up uploading. So I already have some, just a few of foods, some kind of interesting foods that I've eaten, stuff like that. I have Discord in my username. It doesn't work without the number at the end, Jelena. You have to add the number, or at least I don't know how to add without the number. It's the only way I've seen. But definitely, if you click the link and then you can add, so we could chat on there. Yeah. Okay, cool. But at least I'll know exactly who it is. Karamatsu's coffee. Okay. I got IK. I got it. Gotcha. So here, so for the plans for travel in United States and surrounding region, I will probably be going to Canada in a few months as well. So let's see what happens with that. Just nearby, just this region. I might go to Alaska. That's just, we're not going to count that. It could happen potentially. It will eventually, since I'm like about as close as I'll ever be to there. I don't plan to move there, though I did consider it. It's got a lot of drawbacks, namely freezing. Getting a migraine from, oh man. All right, take care, JC. Oh no, yeah, I don't really get migraines. Luckily, I don't have that issue, so I don't per se know what that is like. I've had legitimate headaches, but not any migraines or anything like that. Um, So I definitely hope that goes better. And sorry to hear that, Jelena. Let's see here. So chat's kind of slowing down, yet there's more people now. It's kind of backwards. So let's see here. All right. I'm just going to share it out a little more. Oops. There we go. So also, I'm going to go on to caffeine as well right after this. Just for a little bit, maybe 20 minutes. I don't want to call it a cooking stream. I will be cooking, but it's nothing fancy. Just real simple. It's just kind of like something to watch while I'm talking. So don't expect anything fancy for today, though some days I do kind of go all out. Like I'll make like a pumpkin pie, um, homemade bread. Um, I'll make like water kefir, whatever thing that comes up. I've made uh, homemade pizzas, all that kinds of stuff. Hey, Ghost Tracker, how you doing? Bro, war scar on my back. It's from Uncle's dog. Oh man, I got bit by a dog before in Peru. That was kind of interesting occurrence. It's like that's its own entire story actually. Pumpkin pie. I know, right? So it came out really well. It's just the only thing. It was my first time making it just from scratch. But there's two things. One is I would make the crust a little higher. So I didn't quite realize to put it above the pan, not I had it a little below, so it was still above the um the center of the pie with the filling and all that, but yeah, so it's just barely above the filling. And the other one was I would add a little bit more flavor, a little more of that pumpkin pie flavor. It was good, and it came out well. But anything basically should be able to be improved. Whether it be okay, well, maybe you made the perfect ingredients, but maybe you cooked it 1 minute too long or whatever. Always room for improvement is in general, unless you've really really got something down, you know. Or sometimes you have to say this is my final product. Like if it's a restaurant, obviously you have to say this is your best product, or like hopefully it's your best product. If it's a restaurant, but there also is cost um, as well factored in there. Whereas at home, it's more about the ingredients you can afford, um, or sometimes not. So yeah, no need pan pizza this week. Nice. That would be awesome. That would be awesome. So I actually have a um, foodies category in the Discord. So I want that to be for sharing food. Right now, it's only pictures I posted because the Discord isn't very big now. I only have like 7 people there. Um, I haven't really been talking about it too much, so that's part of the reason. And also, like I said, I'm going to start having a logo and stuff made. Uh, we'll see if that should be in January that I have that. Kind of doing some, let's call it branding um, going on as well. So I'm just kind of expanding a little bit and even though on YouTube, obviously, I haven't been growing at all the last while. But um, like I said, I will be doing more uploads, and I'll try to get them increasingly better videos on here as well, so that you guys can see some quality difference and get a kind of a little more fun in the videos and such going forward. Because there's a balance. I definitely still want to remain factual, unless I were to go all about facts or something. Gotta find a little bit different spot than I was doing before with the some of the rations and stuff. It's just it's not, like I said, I'll still have them sometimes, but that's not going to be my focus anymore. See here. Don't get me, but I can't stand pumpkin pie. Why can't you stand pumpkin pie? What? Do you like sweet potato pie? Yeah, Discord is probably more on PC, more used on PC than anything else, Lord Jean. So I'll drop that link just one more time. I don't want to flood you guys with the link. Oops, that is not the link. Let's see here. Starting to get hungry. So let's see here. Sounds like fun. I've been playing Borderlands 2. How do you like Borderlands 2? It seems like it's not gotten near as much hype as a lot of other games have been. Modern Warfare, I think, lost some of its initial burst. Well, one game like I might consider playing games for is if they make the new Unreal Tournament, which unfortunately, thanks Fortnite. So Fortnite has basically taken the it's just become the main focus right now, and so the developers who are going to work on Unreal Tournament 2017 have pretty much switched over to Fortnite, and it's basically been completely stopped any production. So I would consider actually playing that game because that is straight nostalgia for me. I loved Unreal Tournament, and I know that the one I played is debate objectively, subjectively the best because it had more of like everything. Had better storyline, way more in depth. Had more content than the newer one, which is kind of backwards. It's not supposed to be how that worked, but the one that preceded it. And another one you guys probably never heard of is Unreal Tournament 2 Expanded Multiplayer. But that was amazing, amazing, amazing. It's just never fully caught on, but it really was good. So it's Unreal Tournament 2 Expanded Multiplayer. Don't know if that's still playable at all. I think it might be like if you have like a group that you want to bring on with you. I don't know if they shut down the online or not. Which is the whole thing is expanded multiplayer. So if they shut down the online, then there is no game basically now. Um, as far as that, like it pretty much is its own game. That's how in depth the expanded multiplayer was. Like people were making all kinds of maps, everything. You could create things. So it was one of those very fun games where you can actually, make your own maps and have your own whole experience. So, but it was still, it was just so good. Underworld Tournament 2 though was amazing. So But it was on PS3. About 4, but I can't afford to get PlayStation 4 right now. Okay. Did you look at all those cyber deals, with Christmas and all that, JW? Because I know I've seen like for Xbox, like I don't, like I said, I don't really play games, but I've seen Xboxes like $100 off lately. If you're willing to not get a package, just a normal PlayStation 4, maybe you can get it like $80 off, or get a used one for like a third the price sometimes. If you're willing to have like just be like, it has scratches, whatever, but it works great. Backwards compatible. Awesome, awesome. Wait, PlayStation 4 games are backwards compatible for PlayStation 5. PlayStation 5 hasn't come out. You mean PlayStation 4? You mean like PlayStation 3 games are backwards compatible? I'm not sure what you mean by that. PlayStation 5 is coming out in like, was it, I think it was in 1 year, right? By the way. So you might even want to wait for that. Like, I know it'll be an extra $100, but if you're willing to wait a year, because you've already waited so long for PlayStation 4, you might as well wait for a PlayStation 5 now. Release date. I think it's like they love coming out before Christmas is. Yeah, December 2020. If I were you, I will wait till 2020. It's literally 1 year from now. It's probably gonna be like December 1st or something like that. So it's literally like straight up a year from now till PlayStation 5 comes out. So if you get like PlayStation 4 in like March, you're just gonna be behind again, like in like 10 months. Once everyone's like pretty much switching over. You know, Winnipeg, big race to Winnipeg. Getting married on Friday. Oh, you're announcing it now? Did you already announce this about the married thing? I didn't. I think you didn't want me to mention that before yet. Major detour. Apparently, I wasn't paying attention to the signs. Oy. Coming out with PlayStation 5. Yeah, 1 year. Just exactly a year from now. I had heard about that. Like guys, I don't even play games. Why do I know this and you don't? Come on, guys. Like I played. There's only one game I was playing this year. That was Asphalt 8. I was playing that for like 3 weeks because I was playing it live. I didn't even play it on my own. I think I played a couple other games like for one day. That's about it. I'm over here trying to find who I am again. Never thought of. I'm sorry. Never thought of what? Oh, about the PlayStation 5 coming out. Oh, or like being behind, or what do you mean exactly? I used to have a Nintendo, never upgraded. Kind of glad. By Nintendo, which Nintendo though? Nintendo's a company. The original Super Nintendo was my favorite Nintendo for the time. And then they have Wii U, and what's after Wii U? Like Wii U just came out like 2 years ago or something. Wii U release date 2015 or something. Oh, jeez, it was that long ago. 2012. Yeah, that's right. It was quite a while ago now. So what's after Wii U? Wii U Plus or something? I saw some like packages. What's the current Wii? I don't even know. What's after Wii U? What is after Wii U? I literally don't even know. I've never played it. Um, does anybody know what the next console is going to be? Okay, what is next Nintendo? Oh, guys, do you know about Sega coming back? Sega is going to have a new retro console, so that is something to big time look at. Um, they're going to be redoing some of their big time classics, and so if you really want a really cool retro console, Sega was amazing company. Like they got such a hard reality because they made some big mistakes. Um, they had so many opportunities to basically take over the market, but they didn't. And because they were always big on trying to be the latest, the leader on technology when it came to gaming. And so they could have been a major powerhouse. It just didn't happen that way. They sometimes like their innovation was also to their detriment, but sometimes it was very much in their favor. But of course, they're still around for games and such. But it looks like it could be a sign that they maybe could try coming back eventually. Because I know I would love to see if they actually make a console again. Like, and I hope they don't go overly precautious. I would love to see another console get in the mix that can actually challenge someone. And if they try to push that technological edge, that would be nice again. Because if you think about it, PlayStation 4 is not pushing any boundaries anymore right now. Um, it's not, you can talk graphics and stuff in games, but it's basically the same thing. Like we tried to with their kind of like innovation on having the controller move around the house with you and all that stuff. But honestly, like I want to see some innovation here. And I'm not just talking about 3D. 3D is going to be one of the big things. I think PlayStation 6 time is when it's going to be like really good. So about 2025 is when 3D is going to be actually legit. They did have um, 3D. I meant virtual reality. That's what I meant by 3D. That came out totally wrong. VR is gonna be big around PlayStation 6. I don't remember if PlayStation 5 is going to have good VR capability or not. But also another thing that they're looking at in the new consoles coming up is they're going to be a little more internet based and such, where in the sense of now they're having compatibility with um, other platforms, stuff like that. It's going to kind of mesh and kind of become a little bit more the same thing. So they're going to have to take a new kind of perspective of what is a game console in the next few years as the boundaries are kind of breaking down. And also, as you see the same thing with tablets and such, it's kind of hard to tell the difference between a laptop and tablet nowadays when you could literally have a tablet that you can attach a laptop to. I'm sorry, a keyboard to. They have mice where you don't even need a physical mouse. They have like things like you can attach to your hand or whatever. Those kinds of interesting things, or like these tiny mice or whatever. A lot of boundaries are being broken. Touchscreen laptops. So that's what you're seeing now with the consoles that are going to come out. Because right now it's pretty easy to say a PlayStation 4 is a PlayStation 4, but come PlayStation 6, it's going to be it might be a little like kind of convoluted. But at the same time, some companies might double down and like be like try to make sure they give the kind of you know gadgets that go with uh, a console. So Anyone addicted to something? I'm addicted to biting my skin. Okay. That's called autocannibalism, by the way. Um, when you do that, technically. Plan to driving a tank, I became a mom. Were you actually thinking about driving a tank? You wanted to go through a course on that? That'd be pretty cool. But Arnold uh actually did that. Arnold, yeah, he actually did that in Austria. He had a 69 Cadillac Eldorado. I rolled down a 25-foot cliff. Why are you like? How are you here, Lori Jean? After rolling down a 25-foot cliff in an old car on top of that. You know what? It's irrelevant, new or old car, when you roll down a 25-foot cliff. I don't think it really matters too much. If you're in a, it doesn't really matter what box you're in. You're still in a metal box. I drove a tank as a kid because my dad drove a tank in the military. How did you get to drive in a tank? Because the military wouldn't facilitate that. So how did that work? The real metal. Depends on the impact. A lot of people say that new cars aren't made as well, and the entire intention is that they don't want to steel because steel is far less safe in most all accidents. Because basically you're transferring the force into the area of the impact. So if, for example, you hit on the right side, the nice thud on there, potentially that actually could be less damage than if you had a really strong structure, because all that kinetic energy is going to be transferred through the entire body more than that specific area. So that's not necessarily always the case. Now, if you in a lot of low speed impacts, some of those when there's not enough kinetic energy to actually cause trauma in the body, sometimes it's not a, it's actually better. But it just depends. But 9 times out of 10, it's better to be in a modern car. If you look at the stats, it's like um, it's dramatic, like 50 times less likely to to they have cars that have actually have 0 deaths associated with them. Some models for certain years. Can't blame you, Jelena. But I mean, then again, like it depends how you felt. I was an army cadet, and it was so damn. I didn't know that was possible. That's very interesting, Lori. Huh? Going 3 kilometers an hour. Oh, okay. So that explains a lot more. So like I said, in some cases, a nice steel could be helpful. In other cases, it could be to your detriment. So if you're going down slow, and as minor impacts going down versus some other stuff, depends on your clearance. Well, so I don't know that situation that happened, but that's kind of crazy. So basically, you were you slid down 5 feet and then you tumbled the other 20 somehow. Freaking porcupine. Oh, you had a bruised shoulder. Okay, I'm glad to. I thought you were gonna say that you have like some issue with walking or something from that. So basically, is your shoulder fine nowadays, or did it dislocate at all? You said it was bruised, but that's pretty awesome. Boxes of Mexican candy. Okay, so do you have like for the Mexican candy? Do you have anything kind of spicy? I imagine you have some of the like red candies or something like that. I think chamoy was it? chamoy. Yeah. Like I said, I will be filming live in Mexico. I'll be doing some. Now this will also be on caffeine. So this is. I'll just drop the link just one time. The caffeine. I know I post about it all the time, but do go live quite regularly. So I'll be doing live cooking streams from Mexico and all that. And they did just update their entire platform because before it was beta until just now, just a few weeks ago, they went out of beta. It was pre-release, yes. Swerved to miss it. It was dark. I thought I was going the opposite way, so I was going to turn around. Next thing I know, I was rolling. Shoulder is all healed. That's quite impressive. That's quite a story. Makes it crate, all kinds, all spicy. Awesome. Yeah, so like I said, I traveled throughout Mexico for about 6 months, and I'll be doing the Mexico trip pretty soon. So definitely show more Mexican foods. Oh, I actually did a video on Mexican candies when I was in Mexico, and I posted that actually just like 5 weeks ago or something like that. It was a video from back in 2017, but I finally posted it like 5 weeks ago. So like I said, I have a lot of footage, guys. I just haven't posted some of it. And then Scorpion Tequila candy. So I will, yeah, that's one thing I'm going to have is Scorpion and stuff like that. Let's see here, can't do it. Just can't handle it. Is it because you still need to rebuild your tolerance? Some people just have struggle with it. Hey, Anomaly 6. Sometimes people can rebuild their tolerance though, a lot of times, but not always. You know, some people just they're sensitive to spicy in general. Oh, acid reflux. Okay. Huh. Interesting. Okay. Pretty sure you saw that. Okay. Cool. And how you doing, James Ortiz? I'm okay in use, you know. James, yeah, no. Being a lot of big scorpion. Have you now? Uh, Interesting. Geographical tongue. I can't even handle pepper. Geographical tongue. Does that mean you have a lot of bumps on your tongue? Like it's topographical map? Or I'm not sure what that means. Geographical tongue. I thought for a second maybe like you eat a lot of types of food, but that's not what you mean. I don't think. I'm not sure what you mean by geographical tongue. There's a new phrase for me. Apparently that's a thing. Oh, it's an actual. Okay. It is very common. More than it says very common. It's not very common. 3 million out of 300, over 300 million, but common enough. Okay. More than 3 million U.S. cases per year. Okay. It's self-treatable. Okay, so it's a temporary or something. This is new to me. Can last for years or be lifelong. Okay, so it's sometimes can be fixed, sometimes not. Harmless condition affecting the surface of the tongue. Smooth red patches on the tongue or the side of the tongue. The patches may change location, size, and shape. And they can move around and all that stuff. This is new. Interesting. Can have no symptoms, but people may experience red patches on tongue or pain with salty or spicy foods on the tongue. Okay, interesting. Especially after. So there, it is related to that. Is it because of like damage to the surface of the tongue, or like what? Why is that? Habanero peppers. Oh yeah, so I did a video where I ate like 4 or 5 uh, habanero peppers. That was rough. So one thing I've really come to learn is that um, there's how spicy something is, and there's also how much of it you eat. So you know, uh, a Carolina Reaper could be just as bad as like if we had 30 habaneros, like it could be just as bad of an experience. So I don't know the exact equivalent, but it's like 22 times hotter, I believe, than a habanero. But this also it affects you differently. Every pepper is going to affect you a little different, so um, kind of depends. Some stuff, even though I'm 11. Okay. Lots of spicy stuff in my cooking. It just isn't terribly spicy hot anymore. Lots of spices in my cooking. It just isn't terribly hot anymore. Okay, so what level of spices do you use? Like jalapeno would be your max, basically, or burning effect. Oh yeah, and some like can hurt your chest. Some can be in the top, of your mouth. Some can be, it just all has a different feel. And also, of course, it depends. Like one thing they say, drinking water is not always the best when you're having spicy peppers. And I'm not talking about like, yeah, you should drink milk instead. That's not exactly what I mean. Um, some people say, once you start drinking water, it kind of expands that spiciness, coats it through your entire mouth. So it depends on, you know, how you drink the water and stuff too, apparently. So to adjust my peppers, I use an IV to directly infuse them into my bloodstream. All right. I'm curious now. One thing I've been wondering. So it was something about the protein and fat of milk. So I was curious. So they talk about milk, and it's implied that it's cow's milk. But I'm curious if there's another milk from like goat or something like that that is better for spicy food than cow's milk. So that's one thing I'm gonna look into, see if there's anything better than just plain cow's milk, or is there some like uh, alternative to milk that they've made that might be better? There might be some like special made milk, or I don't know. I'm gonna see if there's anything better than just plain milk. I'm sure I'm not the first one to ask this question. Someone along the line has said, "Is cow's milk the best, or is it lamb's milk, or whatever?" Not lamb's milk, goat's milk. That's what I meant to say. Never ate anything that's not spicy. Okay, so you love spicy food. Got it, got it. Goat's milk is better as far as I know. Can't stand the taste. Uh, I have this one milk. This is goat's milk that's amazing. It like tastes great. A lot of times people A lot of times people judge goat's milk because they have like goat's milk that's like condensed from a can, or it doesn't even have to be condensed, but regardless, it's from a can, so it does not taste the same. Um, so this is legit milk. I love this one. It's of course it's like double the price. So this is 1 quart, and it costs like $1.50 more than a gallon of cow's milk. What about buttermilk? Maybe so. You know, best way to overcome the burn is just to let it burn. Well, of course, time, but you want relief, right? You know, that's part of the point. Drinking the milk is helps settle it down a little bit. It gives you something to focus on. I don't know. Maybe jumping into a pool. I don't know. Just trying to breathe in the pool water. Who else sees the face on the map? What do you mean? Are you just talking about the ring light? I could change the shadowing of that. See if this. It's not gonna freeze it. A little darker, but a lot less reflection. Used to drink a pitcher of beer probably a long time ago. Swirl some olive oil or vegetable oil. Yeah, I've heard about oils to stop chili burning. Same thing if you're peeling chili. Stores in Canada, maybe try making Greek yogurt with it. So I wasn't making Greek yogurt, but I actually was making Bulgarian yogurt at home. Um, Again, like I said, I have the cooking show that I do live on Caffeine, and that's one of the things I was making. So I made Bulgarian yogurt several times. I actually got a yogurt maker, but I was kind of doing it for the yogurt drink, not such a solid yogurt. That wasn't what I was going for. So, and basically, yogurt is with a culture. So, it might be obvious, but just saying, like, you have to culture bacteria in the milk to make it yogurt. Just for any level of clarification. Some people say stuff like, "Oh, fermentation is rotten." It's not that. It's that you culture the bacteria in it. So, so you let some specific thing grow. Make mine in an instant pot. Stand up and turn chairs so we can see the map. You'll be able to see the face. It, it's just a reflection. Maybe you're seeing my reflection in my face somehow off my glasses or something. I'm not sure. I have a less sensitive tongue, so when I eat spicy food, I just taste original food. Not bragging. Well, you've built a good tolerance apparently. Like I was talking about before, it's a TRPV1 receptor that basically gets fooled into thinking that you have a burning sensation, and you really don't. Um, there's no damage per se. Generally, the spicy food is um, not really harming you. It's your body that's reacting to a stimulus it doesn't need to. Um, a lot of birds, or if not all birds, don't taste spiciness. They don't feel it. There's a face in the map reflection. Well, it's probably my reflection, my face. I don't know what else is reflecting here. Like I said, I have the ring light, so I mean it's a circle, so it could maybe make the outline of a face or something. Wait a few decades. But that's pretty cool, Jelena. Uh, cats can't taste sweet. Really? We can? Is it one of those things like where they said dogs can't see color, which has been proven false like decades before it became popular information? Because they can see color, they just can't see it the same as humans. They see different wavelengths. So it's legit. They can't taste sweet. Okay, I just want to make sure. Sometimes those things like spread around, and there's just like things like that one about eating spiders every year. There's like you eat 6 spiders every year. It's like, okay, that was like one source that said that, and it was ridiculous. Let me see here. Oh, that's interesting. Cats can't taste sweet. That's pretty cool. Can't. 2005 scientists. Huh. 2005 study by Monell Chemical Senses Center in Philadelphia. Chemical Senses Center? That's a thing? Okay, very well. So apparently that's big information for as far as pet food manufacturers goes, I suppose. That's gonna have a big impact on that because they know there would be no value to add excess sugar to any of their food if that's the case. Then assumably, assuming there's no other reason to do that, they can't sense it. Say it's a defect though. So genetic deficiency that detects leads to sugar detection. So I wonder if that applies to all cats though. That's another thing. Like, does that apply to tigers? Um, does that apply to all breeds? It's very interesting. It's kind of weird. Could be related to smell is one thing they're saying because most taste is actually smell. Somewhere around 90% for humans is just scent. So that's why a lot of times when you can't smell, like foods is not going to have flavor generally. It's just very very limited flavor. You basically have lost your palate once you can't smell. I don't know why it's so important about if there's a reflection in the map. I'm like it said there could be a reflection on my face or something or whatever. I don't know what the big deal is about the map. All right, 1 second here. How are you, my friend? But yeah, how are you doing, David Lynn? One second, guys. All right, cool. Got it. Let's see here. Does anyone know how to draw anime characters? A Minotaur case came in within 2 days. All the way to prison in about a week. I'm drawing Midoriya. What's that? What's Midoriya? I'm gonna check this actually. Midoriya from My Hero. Oh, from My Hero Academia. I didn't finish the sentence yet. Okay, so I turned the light back on. Let's see here. Watching the new season. UPS. What happened with UPS? The your package didn't go delivered or something, or what do you mean? Ration cost me over 100. Are you serious? Yes, there was a cost delay at the border. So that's part of the reason why. Oops, let me get the camera back down. That's part of the reason why I got out of rations is because of kind of some of the fees and stuff like that, and it's some of those issues that have been going on. So I just kind of that's one reason I kind of backed out of that. I do have a Spanish ration review, which like I know I said I literally did it like a month ago. No, it was like August 1st or something now at this point. September 1st, maybe, yeah, September 1st around. And I still haven't posted it. But yeah, I just haven't been doing any rations, so I'll have a few more videos once in a while, something probably more just civilian rations. I do want to. I'll go through entire boxes for civilian rations still, so I'll still do that, which has a lot of practical. It's a lot of civilian rations are far more practical, cost effective wise, because you could get 10 cases of civilian sometimes for the price of like 4 military, 3 military, whatever. So I want to go over that. And also the other reason is because for example, US military rations, I literally did like all of them. Now, of course, if you go back, if you want to go back like 20 years, obviously I didn't get all those rations, but of like over that time frame, I did a case A and a case B. So I've gotten so many of them already. That was another reason. And then the other ones, if you start going Australian or something, those that gets like $150, $300. So, but I'm definitely can't blame you. Memory is great, no extra costs, extra fees. Yeah, but I mean they don't attach fees to theirs, but they still have to pay extra for the fact that well, do they have foreign rations anymore? Full because they can't have meat and stuff now. Did they get it flowing so that they have unopened ones now that are vegetarian and such? I'm not sure exactly what was happening with them at the moment. Falcon 78, my bro, what is up? You're awesome. Welcome. Uh, Can't believe, but yeah, I don't know what the status of them is right now for their channel and all that. I know they're still doing fine. It seems like, but I don't know exactly how well. Or I'm sure that was just a big hit for them. I know that wasn't like their only thing they did, but still, at least if it didn't hurt them as much, it definitely stopped them from growing as much as they could have, maybe in some aspects. So yeah, let me review that. Meet MCW or the Moors. Yeah, I haven't done the Meet MCW. I don't know what the Meet MCW is, but the Moors, I haven't done Moors yet. I have some, like I said, that I have reviewed that I just never posted. I just didn't get them up yet. Like I said, I have a guy who's gonna edit videos for me, so I'm gonna um, start having more videos up, and I'm gonna go through the backlog of videos. So I haven't been filming recently because I already have so many. And I have school that I've been attending to. So um, yeah. Been buying US rations on Amazon for less than $9 each. Nice. Well, it's still not cheaper really because you can get full cases for $45 of rations from like 2014 and stuff, 2016, whatever. I've seen them in person like 45 a case. So if you really the good deal is if you can get them in person and have to like a lot of people, yeah, it might not say shipping on it, but obviously there's an attached fee, like it comes out more than it would typically. So yeah, you can like if you go to a certain show or some sort or something, those are the best prices if you can get them in person, get them from someone. Get like you might even get $40 a case for 12. That could even just be like 3-4 years old. Those are the best deals. Like there was one place I saw that was like 40 something a case, 40, 45. and like the person, it was like a business, and they had so many of them. Had like, I don't know, 15 cases. Yeah, so that's why I said like I'm pretty much gotten out of that. Like I'm not just going to do. I think what I said was this. I think this was my what I said. If someone gives me a foreign ration, I'll probably review it. But I'm not going to go out my way to get any new for or rations, just military rations. Someone gives me a military ration, I'll probably review it, but I won't. I won't be getting any personally, but I will be getting civilian rations. Like I said, part of that is because I've already done it, and I just don't. I don't want any issues, and also like it's the other one I said is is nothing personal. It's like I do want to grow at the same time, and it is a niche after all, and it's a very 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 competitive niche because if you think about it, you have menu one, and then like menu one chili with beans, for example. Um, that literally might have 40 videos on it at this point, and so it's fun, but at the same time I do want to grow, and it's very very competitive at this point because you have a few channels that are already huge, that are over a million, that are like 50,000 and stuff, and I have no chance to compete against those videos. And so it takes out some of the kind of excitement about growing when I know I don't really. It's going to be extremely hard to get 10,000 views on something that's already been reviewed 10 times. So that's the other one. And I'm not, of course, discouraging anyone from doing what they want to film, filming what they want. But at the same time, like for me, that's another big reason. It's just hard. It's really hard to compete now because there's so many new people coming up, and like anyone anything that comes out like the MRE pizza, like it's almost impossible to be the first one because you have people that are already well connected, that already have the money, just they're like they got it like that, they already know who to talk to, they know who's gonna have it, so it's like it's almost impossible to be the first one to have a new menu or something. So it's kind of competitive now to the extent where it's really tough, and I'm not big enough to stand out at all. 1,400 people, I mean, it's not competitive. Also doing healthy cooking, part of my weight loss. That's awesome. Rumor has the U.S. FDA is like. I'm not saying I wouldn't watch some of the videos. Still, they're still pretty cool. The novelty, of having some of these meals is still pretty cool. And also the fact, like I said, I was well. I changed my photo due to some people saying, "Oh, you weren't a cook" or something like that. So I changed my photo to that just to kind of hopefully. I haven't really gotten any more comments like that lately, so hopefully that's helped dramatically with having that photo. Kind of relieves some of my stress. Like the thing is, I don't want that to be my photo, and it's kind of annoying that I should have that. And that was another reason because like it was specifically people who were reviewing rations that were bothering me. I wasn't getting it. I wasn't getting bothered from people outside or almost anyone from outside the rations. So that was another reason why I was leaving as well. It's just like it's kind of getting frustrating. So it was specifically ration people that were giving me issue, and it wasn't the majority. It was just a few people, and so that's another reason as well. My phone died. Oh man, doing cooking. But well, what kind of healthy cooking? If you're doing healthy cooking, I'm definitely gotta keep a closer eye on your videos, Lori. Uh, how do I? Can I just drag? Okay, here we go. Go to channel. I'm gonna keep a closer eye on your channel then, Lord Jean. Doing this healthy videos. Let's see here. So you got a lot of vegetable stuff, all that. Okay, so you got like 15 videos at this point, or something like that, 30, whatever it is now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 36, 48. Yeah, so about 57 videos now at this point. That's pretty cool. Rotisserie turkey. Oh, that's good. 3 months ago, though. That's before Thanksgiving time. Cool. I have to go. Take care. All right. Have a great evening. Yeah, don't put big on you. Yeah. Yeah. Thanks. Okay. I get the most views on my ration videos. That couldn't be the case as well. Like I said, do your thing. If that's what you enjoy and that's what's working for you. But I know some of my videos that got the most views. Some of them were rations. Some of them weren't. So my most popular video was a dancing video I did. And that got by far my most views, and then my most popular live was doing snacks. So I reviewed some snacks, and that was my most popular live by like 1,200 views. So just in my experience, a lot of my views that weren't rations, but I do have some rations that got kind of popular. So like I said, it's do what you like. I'm just talking about myself. That's why you're offline. Understood. Good afternoon, Mr. Ortiz. By the way, okay, gone poof. That's 47 pounds since summer. Nice. I didn't see that part before she left. Rory is awesome. How you doing, bro? So like I said, I'm going to do a quick cooking stream in a little bit. But I've been consistently having a good amount of viewers right now, so I haven't gotten off right now. And there has been about 3 people who've gotten on since I was talking about it. So I'll just do a real brief talk about this. So I am doing my other way around. I'm doing my travel to Mexico, Belize, so this area, and also central Mexico. So that's where I'm going for winter break. So I'm really excited about that, and it's coming up quite soon. How long was this stream? A couple hours. And you've been here most of it, actually. Haven't you? You got on like 20 minutes after I started or something. Well, it won't let me go all the way down. See here, top chat. See live chat. It won't let me go all the way back, so. Nice. That's awesome, David. It's legit awesome. What's your videos? I don't tend to. I try not to watch too much my counts anymore of numbers because it just doesn't really affect me right now. It's just not the thing I'm looking forward to. Is oh you've done nice. Your first video. Yeah, you do actually have good. Okay, actually, yeah, your views to subscriber ratio is awesome, David. That is really encouraging, actually. Yeah, that's That's amazing. You have a really good ratio, yeah. Kitchen remodel was popular, and then you switch straight from kitchen stuff to gardening to rations, and it still worked out. Which usually that does mess people up when they switch topics. And for you, it apparently made almost zero difference. You've consistently got about 600. That's very awesome. Yeah, your average is right around 500, and you don't have near 500 people, so that's awesome. Monetize? No, that'll be in like half a year or something. We'll see. Um, it's part of the reason why I've been on caffeine. It has a different policy on all that, and I'm actually going to be a caster in a few weeks, so I don't have to. So it's like a. It's not has nothing to do with the finances or anything like that, but also it kind of gives you a little more recognition and stuff like that. It's basically you have a badge and all that, just to say like, hey, you're a caster, and so it's really exciting about that, and so that's why I've been focusing on that. I've just been growing pretty well. I already have like 250 people that I've gotten over the last like 3 months on caffeine, so. Um, Yeah, it's been going pretty well. I have a shadow following. Yeah, you do have a shadow following, actually. Like more than half of your views are, or 2/3 of your views are unsubscribed. Well, yeah, 2/3, almost. Maybe a pastor. Not sure what you mean, but thanks, I guess. Have a lot of followers. Is that what you mean? 42 videos. Yeah, I have like 140 videos that I've posted on here. I have now those count live streams, and like I said, I want to like back down on live streaming so much. Well, once a week isn't too bad, so I mean it's not a big deal. But I might even go down to like one live stream a month or something, so that I can get ideas and stuff, because people expect it. You know, if I do like a first Sunday of the month or last Sunday of the month or something like that, might be better. And then what I would be doing is I would dedicate myself also to a certain amount of uploads. So I would say 1 or 2 uploads a week, and then a monthly like Sunday live. The having them scheduled for the lives has helped a lot, because over time people have eventually started to be more consistent. Like my views are far more consistent now, I think, for the lives anyway. Yeah, I'm not growing at all, but that's because I haven't been uploading, and it's like it's pretty A equals B type situation. Can marry people? Thanks, I guess. How you doing, Easy Money? So Easy, I was talking about how I'm actually going to Mexico, Belize in a few days. So this Yucatan region here, possibly Guatemala as well a little bit, but just barely. And Mexico, so this generic region here. And then maybe during like in a few months, I'll be going up here to to um, to British Columbia, all that. So, but that's kind of a separate thing. That's my local region. So, though it's technically yes another country, but it's my local region. Um, so yeah, that's kind of the plan, and I'm going to see a lot of archaeological sites again, like I always do, because I love them. Should be fun. Oh yeah, I'm very excited about that. So that wouldn't be my first time in the Yucatan. I have been through Cancun, Bacalar, and all that stuff as well already, but I do have some stuff that I hadn't seen. So there's some cool tours there. If you go to Cancun region, just like that whole region, the Yucatan, there's just so many tours, like tours, like insane amount. And some of them are super cool, um, like Fuego de Volcan or something like that tour. Um, this is like just really cool stuff. Um, so let's see here. They got, of course, Chichen Itza, which is one of the wonders of the world. So that's kind of a big deal. I did get to see that already. So I won't be seeing that this time, though. I do want to see it at some point once more in my life. And I did miss the observatory actually when I went. So I did see all around that site. I didn't see the observatory, even though I was right there because of the time. Because there's a lot to look at, and yeah, it was a tour. So unfortunately, that's one thing I don't like about tours is like sometimes you want to look more at something like and everybody's walking and you're like this particular thing is really interesting, and then like you have to stay with the tour, or there's some part of the tour you just don't have time for logistically or whatever. This one reason I tend to uh, avoid tours a lot of times. Sometimes I do them. And sometimes they're very, very amazing, and sometimes I'm like, I didn't need a tour for this. So it just depends. I try to. I've learned a lot trying to figure out what kind of tours I like and don't. And sometimes when they're real informational topics, even though it would be really fun to roam around a little more, you're going to miss like everything. You're not going to understand why did they make the blocks this shape? Why did they do this? You're going to understand like none of that. You can give some hypotheses, but that's about it. All right, so let's see here. Like I said, is if anyone has any travel plans, anything they're up to, anything about Mexico Belize, any suggestions, questions, whatever. Um, anyone wants to bring up anything, I am here for that. I just looked and I guess, I already read that. Sorry about that. All right. Anybody have any travel plans at all or anything? Not necessarily just this weekend, but in general. My live schedule might not be every Sunday at 12 anymore. As I said, that was for the school time, so we'll see if I go live on Sunday uh, in 7 days from now or not. Um, I might make an effort to at least do that Sunday. But like I said, that's for this while, and we'll see going forward. Um, like I said, I want to do the 2 uploads and maybe one live a month might be better. And then I already have the uploads made, so basically all I have to do is hand them to the editor guy, and I'm pretty much solid for like 3 months. So I won't have to really film. That's how many videos I made. I've made videos as recent as like a month ago that I just never posted. Right now. Yeah, the best situation is stay out of trouble, but I got you. Interesting. Yeah, I haven't had that issue. But how you doing? Let's see here. Man, you got a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles shirt in one of your videos? That's awesome. That that is so awesome. Rhino Bones. Um, from 3 weeks ago, you're wearing a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle shirt. Yes, that is exactly where my eyes went. Was to TMNT. Out of all the other things. Oh, my iPad. The Spicy Boys return. Oh, dude, you have a spicy video? I gotta check this one out. I want to watch that for sure. After this live, obviously. See, easy money. Last time I was in Mexico, we got pulled over a few times for being. Huh. That sucks. Hasn't happened to me. Luckily, I spent a half a year there, but I have had issues with situations like having my phone taken and stuff. So hasn't been issue free. But another one is just knowing Spanish or not. If you know the language of where you are, that dramatically helps. So as I realized, is I traveled through Latin America for about 11 months, and I thought a lot of things were because of some other reason, and a lot of times it was just due to not knowing Spanish. Um, but of course, there's other things people are, going to try taking advantage for whatever reasons, Um, so I can't say like, but it's just like there's all kinds of crazy things that could happen when you're traveling, and even traveling through US, um, you're gonna have issues if you travel enough. You're gonna encounter someone who's interesting, to say the least. Um, so I know I did like a 41 state drive this year, and luckily I didn't have too many issues. But I encountered a odd person or two or whatever. Someone who would like I saw people. There was like one place, this didn't affect me, but I just saw some weird stuff. Like there's people dancing in the middle of the road, like actual road that real cars were actually driving down. And this dude was like dancing through traffic. Like weird things are gonna happen. And yeah, people who are just like I don't know, they were just out there. I had too many eating videos lately. I gained a ton of weight. It's not actually eating meals. Okay, got it. Yeah, so that's another reason why I kind of transitioned out of some of the ration videos. Um, is because of health. I try not to bring that up too much because it is a hobby for a lot of people and they really love it. But like I said, I didn't come here like for rations for like from the perspective of um, being a prepper or anything like that. I don't know anyone else personally who came as food service, so I'm sure there's someone out there. There's thousands of people who were food service in the military, but um, personally, I just don't know anyone who's a reviewer who actually has been besides myself. But I came from that perspective, so I have a different reasoning for wanting to review rations. It was kind of like something familiar, something I enjoyed that was kind of novel, and so just that wasn't intended to be like, oh, this is my be all ends all. This was like a niche I could get into that I enjoyed, and like I said, there's there's a lot of competition now, um, among a lot of things. There's I still am doing food, and I might do civilian rations and stuff like that. But let's see here, or actually, I will do civilian rations eventually again. Like I'll get full cases of those and review them. Probably not doing any of the old rations again. Like I've had rations from like '92 and stuff. Now, like I said, if I was doing a collab with someone or something like that, I might go ahead and do some type of military one again. But in general, I'm pretty much transitioned out of that now. Um, but like I have a Spanish military ration review that's gonna come out as well. I just never released it. That was a blast. It was a father and son bonding experience. We still got about 50 in my closet. Just going to wait a few more years before I break into those. Okay. Think I messed with the live stream? What do you mean? I'm not sure what you mean by that. Well, in what aspect, Jelena? Oh, never mind. You're fine. Don't worry about it. I don't know exactly what you mean, but you're fine. Just Wi-Fi. I haven't done a 60s, but I have done a 70s ration. I did that was one of my very first videos was a 70s. It was like 74 or something like that. Um, did I say I was gonna do a 60s MCI or I'm not sure why very specifically that one you're speaking about. What about the 60s? Um, and by the way, if anybody has sent fan mail in the last couple weeks, I'm sorry, I haven't checked. I wasn't getting any for like I had checked like 2 weeks ago, and I hadn't checked for like 3-4 weeks before that, and no one had sent me anything. So if I did miss anything, I'm sorry. I'm not sure um, if someone did send anything because I know one time someone was like, "Hey, you didn't review this thing." I'm like, I'm sorry, I didn't get to the fan mail. Um, so I don't know, but I do check it. I just don't check it super regularly because I don't get tons of packages or letters or anything like that. I just get them once in a while. Regular tech reviews and toys. Yeah, that's where I saw the tech. I didn't. So you're basically like um, tech and toy review. I'm not sure what that is right now. The acronym. Oh, it will if you're. I guarantee it will. If no, if the tech stuff, it won't. But considering what you're reviewing, yes, it will. Like that's just the cold hard answer that basically 100% yes, it will. So there's kind of an aspect I never hear people talk about. It's also called half monetization. So basically, um, if you speak on certain things, like it could affect you, but just not as much. So like if it's not, you know what I mean? I don't. Uh, YouTube, like I say, it's hard to speak on everything on YouTube. To be quite honest, so I can't get into detail on that because algorithm and stuff. So I won't get into more on that. But like, if you want to talk about that on Caffeine or Discord or something, I would go into more detail. But yeah, I have the Discord as well. If anyone's interested in joining that, I'll check if anyone messaged me or anything like that on Discord during the chat. I'll drop the link. I said I was only gonna drop it once more. I'll drop it. I think it's the third time now. This is the last time I really will drop it. All right. I didn't expect to be on so long. That's part of the reason. I was only planning to be on like an hour. I love Baby Yoda. Oh, I did get some people. Some people did just join. Let's see here. Karamatsu's coffee. Awesome. Find those up. Ryan's been buying those up. What are you going to do for the? You have to live stream. I'm gonna do another live stream. Like I said earlier, is that I'm going to go straight to caffeine. I'm just gonna do kind of like a cooking live stream, but it's just going to be very simple meal. So it's really the focus is more just gonna be on the just gonna be a chat. It's basically you get to see me doing something. Um, so yeah. But like I said, sometimes I do go all out on the cooking, and I'll make something a little longer, like macaroni and cheese. And I made a farfalle from. Uh, so yeah, I made farfalle for macaroni and cheese recipe, stuff like that, where it took quite a while to make, stuff like that. Yeah, there's like a lot of times I cook from scratch on my channel. Going to be in a caffeine a little later. Okay. I won't be on caffeine too long though, guys. Just like maybe half hour or so, 40 minutes, something like that tonight, because maybe an hour at most. So I have other stuff I've got to do. Let's see here. Later, Zeno. Take care. Have fun at the gas station. But yeah, Rhino, are you still here? I think he's gone. Yeah, but you sent me an email. All right. Listening in the background. Okay, cool. So, let's see here, are you like fully transitioning to tech reviews and such, or what's the plan on that? See here, I think I'm glad I get a lot more views on those videos. Yeah, you know, there's a balance between what you enjoy and how much you get out of something, and also you can learn to enjoy things even if they're not your original plan as well. It's a lot of times it's a mentality that goes with it. There's a lot of things I passionately would enjoy. Like if I had to work with travel, that would be a dream. But also if I have a work with tea, the drink, which are two very very different things, I could still be passionate about both. So there's a lot of things that depends what brings you joy, but a lot of times it's also largely what you truly enjoy and what you um, what kind of makes sense, and you can still enjoy a lot of different things. Like a lot of YouTubers make videos on very very different topics, and they're just as excited to tell you about the two different things. Same for me. There's so many things I really love. Like I love facts, or just any kinds of facts in general, even about the most random things. And I truly enjoy them, and I truly enjoy tea and travel, like I said. So, you know, sometimes what we enjoy doesn't make the most sense for a work or something like that. Like, so it kind of depends, and sometimes you know, it's just like it's a lot of fun right now. I'm trying to get some cool school tech. You're a teacher. Oh, that's awesome. That's really awesome. I didn't catch that before. Right now, I'm trying to get some. What are some of your ideas on some school tech, if you don't mind me asking? See here. Do you have any school tech prior? I see stuff like iPads, but that's not specific to that at all. Like I said, I am gonna watch the Spicy Boys video for sure right after well not after this stream, but after I'm done also with the other stream. Cricket for breakfast. I've eaten crickets several times. I don't mind them at all. I had them like 3, 4 times. I want to say three. Well, I had them in 1, 2, yeah, 3 or 4 times. They also have flour from crickets. I don't know how good it is or not, but you can get cricket everything now. Crickets have become are starting to break the mainstream actually, as a food source because they're a little easier to look at and stuff, and so among other reasons. And you have a pretty cool background photo on your cover photo or channel art. I think it's called here. Back, awesome. Welcome back. There's a company that's been. Okay. We're now quarter of over the past 15 years. There's a company that's putting together an Indiegogo book scanning device. Aren't there already a lot of book scanning devices? I'm not sure. What's different about this one? And why is that? Oh, that's like a tech you want to do? Like you want to review that one specifically? You want to get your hands on it? Um, really great to have schools when I first started. Bunch of stuff, mainly for school. Up the gig from a document camera company for a while. What's a document camera company? What does that mean? There, but this is really inexpensive. Okay. Huh. Interesting. Interesting. Um, but do you mind explaining what is a document camera company? I am. Is that like someone who prints your photos for you, or I have no idea. 15 years you've been teaching, so huh, since like 2004ish. I am going to go ahead and get off in about 5 minutes. Let's call it. Uh, let's say 2:45. I'll get off. Finish with. Oh, nice! You finished it. That is awesome. What do you do with your drawings, by the way? Do you just kind of hang them up, or like do you draw like every single day, or sell? Oh, you sell them. Well, that's pretty cool. There's a someone I watch on Caffeine who's an artist, and that's really kind of got my interest in that. I want to get a Huion or something tablet to for drawing. It'd be kind of fun to do on the side. I don't have any plans to do any like artwork for any like professional purposes probably, but just for a little bit of fun on the side. I want to get like a nice tablet. I want one that you can either plug in and draw on the computer. I mean, you can draw on it independently or with the computer that you can transfer over and all that stuff. So I want a nicer one that's like it's gonna obviously cost a lot more. Whereas the really cheap ones you can get for like $100. They can draw on just fine. But I want to get a little better one so I get some of those extra features. And seen some of them are quite limited in what you can do. But and I know some people they don't use any tablet; they just draw straight up on the computer. It's not what I'm looking for. I want something I can actually physically draw on per se. And some imitate the feel of like drawing on a surface and stuff like that. Color tracers? No, I'm not talking about just those. I'm talking about like You don't know Helion, do you? By chance? It's Alex Clark. Has is a big fan of those. He's got he's featured them on a lot of his videos. Drawing on my iPad. It's paper like screen protector on it. Wacom. Wacom was another one. It was a Wacom, Helion. There was like one other that was popping up. But there's just a few that pop up consistently. Those things. Helion is an awesome tablet for the money. I've used several. What have your favorite ones been? You got quiet. Yeah, I was looking at something. Sorry about that. I was just closing out a lot of things and all that I was looking at before. And but yeah, is there any particular ones you've kind of liked more, or you've heard better things about, anything like that? I've been looking them up. I just I'm probably not going to get one for a while though. Half a year, something like that. We'll see when I get it. Little cousin. Awesome. What kind of chips are you eating? Barbecue? I don't know. Just throw out a random one. So anyway, like I said, I have that Discord, and I'm also going to go live on caffeine right now. You can expect me on. I'm going to be in the kitchen uh, in about 2-3 minutes. You should see me on there. Or actually, you know what? I'll make it the shorter. I'll make the time even shorter until I'm on there. I will open it up right now, and I will already title it and everything. So it'll be like literally 2 minutes. Oh, the whole time I was not even using. Wonder if I was using my HyperX the whole time. That's funny. I don't know which microphone you guys were listening to the whole time, but at least the audio worked. Either way. Can't remember the model off the top of my head. It was a new one about a year and a half ago. 140, but it was just as good as the Wacom 2S Pro I used in college. Okay. We used one in college as well. What did you use that in college? Did you take some art classes then, or just for fun, or what was that about? here. All right, if you haven't hit the like button, said I'm about to get off right now, and if you want to follow me over to Caffeine, it's caffeine.tv/wandering veteran. Wandering veteran is without a space, obviously, because there's a link. And there you go. Caffeine.tv/wandering veteran. Thank you guys for watching, and see you next time. Have a wonderful weekend, and I'm going to try and get some content out while I'm traveling still. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. Thanks, James. Take care, everyone.